10 years ago today, the U.S. Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage across that country. And as you remember, that was a decade after Canada had done the same. For many Americans, today's milestone is reason to celebrate. But a recent Gallup poll shows there's a 47 percentage point gap on the issue between Democrats and Republicans, the largest gap since any surveying on this issue began 29 years ago. And they're saying that this is partially due to a dip in support among Republicans since 2023 in terms of their support for same-sex marriage. Steve Futterman covered the ruling when it happened 10 years ago, and now he looks at the milestone and how the whole legal decision paved the way for equality.
It's very hard to overestimate what this decision meant. The ruling 10 years ago by the U.S. Supreme Court affected millions across the U.S. and in some cities like San Francisco and here in West Hollywood, with their very large gay and lesbian populations, it had an even larger impact.
The thing that's, I think, most heartwarming to me about the decision was that in my lifetime, our government, the United States of America, decided that I was a full citizen.
Gay people always felt lesser than, and I think, growing up, I think we never thought we'd be married and have families. And I think the younger people certainly feel that they have that, that right and that ability.
10 years is something to celebrate because it's always been real. It's always been a real thing. So to finally be able to, see people be in love and be married legally, I think is beautiful.
Now, the battle to make same-sex marriage legalized in the U.S. had been going on for many, many years before the eventual U.S. Supreme Court decision. And there were a number of cases that helped pave the way to that eventual Supreme Court ruling. One of them involved Paul Katami here in California. His case made same-sex marriage legal in the nation's largest state.
The 10th anniversary is so important because it's a milestone of our rights becoming true. And also it gives us an opportunity to reflect on the last decade to evaluate what marriage equality has brought to our community and to the world at large. And we recognize that the sky hasn't fallen and that the worst thing that's happened is that people who are in love can be married and also be protected.
It has now been a decade since same-sex marriage became legal in the U.S., and today in many locations there are commemorations, including here in West Hollywood. But while many are celebrating today, others are concerned that in the current political climate, there could be rulings in the future that could threaten same-sex marriage. Steve Futterman for CBC News, West Hollywood, California.